Arrest has been obtained for the suspect believed to be responsible for the death of a North Carolina woman. Shanquella Robinson, a former student at Winston-Salem State University, died in Cabo, Mexico late October while on vacation with friends. Mexican prosecutors announced they have filed charges against a U.S. woman believed to be known to Robinson. They did not name the suspect, but procedures are underway to have the woman extradited from the U.S. to face charges. The FBI's field office in Charlotte, North Carolina, has also confirmed it has started investigating the matter. This comes after a video surfaced online showing someone attacking her. But according to the autopsy, Robinson died from neck and spinal injuries.
Shanquella Robinson's death, while unfortunate, has certainly raised a lot of suspicion with how it's being handled. From extremely slow logistics and communications to straight-up mishandling of evidence, Shanquella Robinson's dad has absolutely slammed the FBI for having a secret agenda and stalling the investigation on purpose. Some people on the internet even think that it could be to do with her race. Is that the truth? Let's find out. Salamander Robinson, Shanquella Robinson's distraught mother, criticized the FBI for their lack of progress in her daughter's murder case and the lack of information she's been given as days transition into weeks following her daughter's death at a Mexican resort. Meanwhile, the family has been waiting for justice to be served. "I'm just trying to wait for somebody to be arrested. The FBI is not telling anything," Shanquella Robinson's mother, Salamander Robinson, told the UK's Independent over a month after her daughter died at the luxury Fundadores Beach Club in San Jose del Cabo. Although the Shade Room reported last month that Mexican prosecutors issued an arrest warrant for a suspect in Robinson's death, which was determined to be the result of a direct attack as evidenced by the video, no arrests have been made. Reports about the arrest of Dejani Jackson, a friend of Robinson's who accompanied her on the Cabo San Lucas trip, surfaced recently but have since been proven untrue. However, Mexican authorities have not yet disclosed the suspect's name. Deputy Attorney General Antonio Lopez Rodriguez also revealed that investigators believe Shanquella died from injuries inflicted by one of her friends on the trip. According to the Washington Post, Salamander went on to say that some of the friends from the trip have since visited the family and looked into her face while lying about the cause of her daughter's death. "These people looked me in the face and told me there was no fight in Cabo," she told the paper. "What did you all do to my child?" Salamander claimed she asked her friends, one of whom she claimed broke out in a cold sweat before fleeing. Meanwhile, Shanquella's father, Bernard Robinson, spoke to the outlet about his anger with the investigation's lack of progress. "There's a whole lot of unanswered questions in my mind about her death," he told the paper tearfully. "I just want justice for my daughter," he said, adding that he has been a wreck since receiving news about her death. So why isn't this investigation moving forward? Many people have stated that it takes time because it's in Mexico and that they have to make sure the case is solid before they go for it. But if that were the case, Shanquella's father wouldn't be conducting interviews to keep the issue alive. It's intriguing that the Idaho killings drew 100 FBI agents, 60 of whom are retired and felt compelled to help solve the case. The FBI believes the matter will not be closed. Every major news outlet reports on that case every 4 hours of the day, but there haven't been any substantial updates on Shanquella's case from any news outlets in a long time. Netizens have even compared the reporting in this case to that of Natalie Holloway's disappearance, saying that Shanquella's death hasn't received anywhere near that kind of coverage. This Reddit user said, "I don't care about this case being in Mexico. Everyone involved was a U.S. citizen and left her body there without getting her proper medical attention. Mexico don't know what the hell they're doing and can't even solve crimes in their own corrupt-ass country." What about Natalie Holloway? Was she killed in America? She was on the TV for 10 years before they stopped reporting on her. The FBI and president was looking for her body and killer. We actually have video evidence to support Shanquella's neck injury. Her murder is not a mystery. Another Reddit user also pointed out that, what more do the Mexican authorities need? Is it resources? Capital? I hate to say it, but if Shanquella was white, with the amount of evidence we all have seen, somebody would have been in jail right now. Are the Mexican government reluctant to do anything as they will expose the illegal activities that went on between the Mexican nurse, so-called friends? Are they afraid that this will darken Cabo's tourism? If Mexico are finding resources difficult to get, then why isn't America the richest country in the world providing what is needed to solve this case? The legal and political concerns surrounding the case are uncertain, and it is unknown how officials in the United States will proceed. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, the process is often lengthy, particularly during the surrender or extradition phase, if approved.
Everybody being arrested and doing time in Mexico. Everybody extradited over there and doing their time there. that'll be justice for us as of now.
Officials must assess if the arrest warrant issued by Mexican authorities is valid and whether to extradite a U.S. citizen for a crime committed in another nation against another U.S. citizen. If a U.S. arrest warrant is issued, the defendant in a case like Robinson's can challenge extradition and request to be tried in the United States. The State Department declined to comment on whether the subject would be extradited. Extradition is the procedure by which one country sends a suspect to another government to face criminal charges, go to trial, or be imprisoned. As a matter of long-standing practice, the department does not comment on extradition matters, the department told The Observer earlier this month. The department does not provide confirmation of or commentary on investigations due to privacy and law enforcement considerations. The agency stated that it supports a thorough investigation into the circumstances of this incident and is closely watching the investigation of local authorities. So far, Mexican officials have not made public the identity of the person named on the arrest warrant. An arrest warrant specifies criminal charges against a person and authorizes law enforcement agents to make an arrest. According to Metrópoli MX and Cabo, citing an unknown source, one individual on Robinson's trip has been detained in the United States. Netizens searched police and court public records, local, state, and federal, in and out of North Carolina and discovered no evidence that the individual alleged to be the suspect had been detained or arrested. We are plainly not naming anybody on Robinson's trip since we have not independently verified the identity of the person named on the arrest warrant. Jennifer Coffindaffer, a former FBI agent, recently spoke with The Pascal Show regarding Robinson's case. According to Coffindaffer, an arrest has not yet materialized. Despite the claims, she stated that there is an issue with allegations that Interpol apprehended someone connected to Robinson's death. Interpol is primarily a communication network that allows countries to share information about fugitives. It does not handle arrests, according to Coffindaffer. Red notices are used by Interpol to send information about suspects and fugitives. From the time police in Mexico announced a warrant was issued until December 6, no red alert from Interpol had been issued for a suspect in Robinson's death. Mexican officials have requested that a suspect be extradited from the United States to face femicide charges in Robinson's death. This is permitted by a 1978 treaty between the United States and Mexico. The Department of Justice investigates the request, which is then forwarded to the State Department for final approval. According to Dmitry Shakhnovich, a criminal defense attorney and adjunct professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, what happens next is more of a political issue than a legal one because of the treaty. When it comes to extradition demands, Shakhnovich stated that the U.S. will more often than not comply with a country with which it has a treaty. If the authorities here in the U.S. deem it appropriate, then they will pursue the people for whom the arrest warrant was issued, Shakhnovich said. And then those people will engage in a legal process here in the U.S., which involves going through the federal courts and then ultimately appealing to the Secretary of State. Before U.S. officials arrest someone wanted in another nation, the FBI will conduct an investigation to establish whether there is sufficient cause for the person to be extradited. Identifying the reason, however, does not imply that the FBI will examine and double-check Mexico's criminal probe. But again, the whole purpose of the treaty is so one country doesn't really question the other, right? Shakhnovich said, "The treaty means that we are understanding of each other's legal processes such that if we come to a decision, then that decision must be abided by." The FBI confirmed on 18 an investigation was opened. Whether anything will come of the investigation is anyone's best guess. So, do you think Shanquella's killer will be arrested? Let us know in the comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye.